Hello everyone, it's Gold Gear, and today I will be talking about Crash Bandicoot. That's right, now I will review the first game about this beloved marsupial. To be clear, I will be mainly talking about the remake from 2017, but I will occasionally compare it to the original game from 1996. Both games are basically the same, but the remake has obviously better graphics and some quality of life improvements. Before we start, I just want to tell you that bandicoots are actually real animals. Some people don't know this, because bandicoots are not as popular as, say, kangaroos or wombats. Speaking of wombats, did you know that Crash was originally supposed to be a wombat named Willy? Anyway, let's get to the review. When you start the N. trilogy, you might be surprised to see this low-poly Crash, because you paid your money for beautiful graphics, and they gave you this. But don't worry, Crash jumps into a special machine that will make him look new. I think this is a really nice opening cutscene. Alright, let's take a look at the story of the first game. A mad scientist named Neocortex uses his machine to genetically alter the local wildlife into an army of soldiers for the purpose of world domination. Among these soldiers is a bandicoot named Crash, who Cortex selects to be the general of his army. Crash, however, got lucky and escaped, and Cortex then decided to use the female bandicoot Tona instead. Crash somehow survives a fall from a very tall building and wakes up on an island and decides to save his girlfriend from an evil doctor. So that's basically the whole story. Now let's talk about gameplay. Crash does not have many skills. He is only able to run, jump and spin. If Crash touches an enemy or suffers any other type of damage, he loses a life. Although he can earn more by either collecting 100 Wumpa Fruits or by breaking crates with extra lives. By the way, unlike bandicoots, Wumpa Fruit does not exist in real life. Some people are calling them apples. But look, they have purple juice! Do apples have a purple juice? I don't think so. Almost everything in the game is trying to kill you, even those cute turtles. But don't worry, Crash can protect himself from damage by picking up an Aku mask. If he collects 3 masks, he will become invincible for a short amount of time. Aku can be found in crates or just floating around in the air. The crates I mentioned are important, because you need to destroy every one of them in every level to get the gems. There are 2 types of gems, clear and colored. The clear gems are relatively easy to get, but the colored ones are harder, because you have to break every crate in the level without dying. In the original game, however, you had to be perfect even to get a clear gem. So in the remake, they made it easier to collect gems, and I am grateful for that. You may ask, what is the purpose of these gems? Well, the colored ones serve as platforms in some of the levels that Crash can use to get to some secret parts of the level, where he can find more crates. In case you don't want to break all the crates, you will have to watch Crash get punished for all the crates you missed at the end of each level. I actually find it satisfying. What's wrong with me? On some levels you can find icons with faces of some characters. Collecting 3 same icons opens up Warp Pad that teleports you to a bonus round. Tona bonus rounds are the most common. In the original game, they were optional, and by completing them, players could save their progress. But in the remake, it's a little bit different, because game has autosave. The developers decided to keep these bonus rounds in the remake, but they made it so that all the crates there must be broken in order to get the gem. I think it was a smart decision. When you reach the end of the bonus round, Tona will be waiting for you there, and you will probably think, yes, I can finally be with my bandicoot girl. But then Cortex appears out of nowhere and steals her. And he does it every time. There are also Embryo and Neocortex bonus rounds. They are more difficult, and by completing the Cortex ones, Crash gets the keys that will open some locked levels. So basically that's it. You run, you jump, you swear when you miss a box, and so on. Your goal in each level is to reach the end and survive. But you won't get bored because almost every new level introduces new enemies or obstacles, and some levels try to add even more variety. For example, there are levels where you have to run from a big boulder, or levels where you have to ride a wild boar. Crash, why are you looking at him like that? During your journey, you will come across a few bosses that are pretty simple for the most part. The only boss that gave me trouble was Ripperoo. This dude is the smallest of all the bosses, and he can only jump from platform to platform, but I still somehow managed to lose the most lives while fighting him. The final boss with Cortex is the most epic battle in the game. You are on an airship that flies around the Cortex castle, which is on fire, and in the distance you can see the islands that you were on before. The fight is really cool, but I died a few times, and I consider it unfair, because I am almost sure that these electric balls did not touch me. After the fight, Cortex falls and dies. Oh wait, he survived. Yeah, apparently falling from a great height is not a problem in this universe. So Crash happily reunites with Tona on the top of the airship, and the two share a hug. That's what I call a happy ending. There is also, let's call it a secret ending. If you collect every clear gem, you will be able to find a secret room, where Tona will be sitting on a bird and waiting for Crash. If you get there, two bandicoots will ride a bird and fly out of Cortex Castle. One thing I really like about this game is that all the levels are located on islands somewhere southeast of Australia, and all the creatures you encounter are actually real animals that live in Australia, like koalas, bandicoots and kangaroos. I love this attention to detail. There are also native villages and ruins of ancient cities and temples. There is not as much variety in the environments as in the sequels, but unlike them, this game has a very unique atmosphere. I also want to point out that the original game was darker than the remake. Just look how creepy these bats are in the older version, but here they are actually pretty cute. Cortex was also quite a serious and mad villain, but in the remake he is more silly and incompetent. I honestly prefer his new version, because I think that his goofy personality suits the overall tone of the games more. And of course, I can't forget the music. The soundtrack in this game is fantastic and really adds to the atmosphere. Personally, I prefer the soundtrack from the Insane trilogy, because it sounds more alive to me, but if you like the original music more, it's totally fine. So, Crash Bandicoot is a really fun and hard game. It's not as difficult as some of the later games, but it still offers plenty of challenges. The game has beautiful environments, memorable characters, and amazing soundtrack. If you like platformers and colorful games, then Crash Bandicoot is definitely a good game for you. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I am Gold Gear, thanks for watching, and stay gold!